We are going to activate the front of the body, the very important muscles that sometimes just don't get enough work and then they end up causing issues. So sometimes a muscle can be tight and it also can be weak at the same time. We always say that like a tight muscle is like over strong, not necessarily the case. So especially with these two muscles, the psoas, the hip flexors, which we've been encouraged to stretch because we're usually constantly sitting all day long. But that doesn't mean that they're getting strong in that position. They're getting short and weak. So now we want to activate those muscles so that we can further prepare ourselves to use them without always stimulating the glute or the lower back muscles to kick in. But first, before we do that, we're going to do the shins. We get over tight and overactive in our quads, and then we also get tight and underactive in our tibialis anterior or the front. So then we sometimes have some ankle stuff and some foot plantar fascia going on. And we want to make sure we nip that in the bud. So you're going to find a seat, a bench, be mindful of your sit bones. Sitting up nice and tall, chest is out, shoulders down. Everything should be relaxed. Take a couple breaths, inhaling through your nose, all the way down to that pelvic floor, and just exhaling and noticing any spots that might be tight. We're breathing into those and trying to eliminate those before we start the activation. When we're here, we're going to sit on the edge of the seat. So your sit bones, okay, are at the edge of the seat and we're nice and even. You're going to place your heels just a little bit back behind you, so a little bit less than a 90-degree angle at the knees, but a 90 degree is best at the hips, or a little bit wider than a 90 degree. We don't want to be up like this because that's pinching off those hip flexors. So we want to try and have a little bit of length to them, which what we might normally not have when we're sitting at our desks. So your heels are going to be just gently underneath. Make sure they're in line with one another. Okay, this is where we can kind of get off in our sitting position. So being mindful of that posture. And we're going to tap the toes. So we're going to pull the feet, okay, not just the toes, but the foot up towards the shin as high as you can. You don't have to go fast on these until you get the proper technique and range of motion that we want to get. So we're pulling up, pulling up. We want to do, you can start speeding it up, tapping the toes. And I don't want to say you're tapping, but it's more of a toe pull than a toe tap. Tap, 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 pull, 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 really activating that tibialis anterior. You want to do 30 seconds on or until it gets tired. It could get tired before 30 seconds. And then take a 10-second breather and then do another 20, 30 seconds until you're really fatiguing. And then on the last set, you can really speed it up a little bit, trying to really fatigue that tibialis anterior. It'll completely help you relax your calf muscles even more. After we're done that, we're going to activate the psoas. So same seated position. Okay, we might bring the legs in a little bit closer together. But what we're going to do is we're going to place the heel of the hand into that quad above the knee where it's comfortable. Okay, watch your shoulder blade doesn't creep up. You're going to press down with your body here. Pull the core in. Keep the sit bones grounded. You're activating that hip flexor. So we want to come up a little bit less than 90 now at this point. Elbows stays bent and you're pressing in for 5, 4, always breathing, 3, don't hold your breath, 2, last 1, and relax. Find that sit bone again for a couple seconds, and then we're going to switch sides. And breathing, 5, shoulders down, 4, pressing in. So I'm being stronger with my knee than I am with my hand, but I'm really trying to make my leg and psoas muscle fight for it. One side is going to feel stronger than the other. This one's shaking like crazy. This one didn't shake. I use my right side a lot more, right? So we're also creating that proprioceptive adaptation to unilateral sides. So we're going to be stronger on one side than the other. So I'll do a second or third or fourth set on that weaker side so that it gets used to being activated just a little bit more and it has a chance to catch up to that stronger, more proprioceptive side. So we're going to do, just for record, we're going to do 3 breaths, take 2 breaths, 3 breaths, take 2 breaths, and we're going to do that 3 or 4 times per side.